It's April 25th, 2020. I hope you're all safe and doing okay. This is going to be a very short lecture on doing percent changes for, things that are already measured in percent. So the basic thing I want to emphasize is that percent change is not the same thing as change measured in percentage points. Another way to say that is you kind of have to ignore the fact that the original thing is measured in percent. So let's do some examples. If I do several examples, I think it'll help you out. Okay, very simple one to start with. Suppose you go from 20% to 22%. What percent change in that is that? Well, the way we deal with it is you take 22 divided by 20 and then take the natural logarithm of that. So that's equal to the natural logarithm of 1.1. So you could, I'm assuming that you have a very simple calculator if you don't want to do that arithmetic on your own. And then this is very close to 0.1, which equals 10%. So it's the change from 20% to 22% is actually a 10% change. Now obviously it's a 2 percentage point change. That's what's on the surface. But what we have to do is kind of ignore the fact that there's percent signs there. Think about a change from 20 to 22 and see that as a 10% change. Okay, let's do a whole bunch more examples. Change from 5% to 6%. Okay, then we do log of 6/5. You take the thing you're going to divided by the thing you're going from. Notice I almost made a mistake there, but the to thing goes on top and the from thing goes on the bottom. That's equal to the log of 1.2. Now here the approximation isn't as good, but you might say, well, that's reasonably close to 0.2, which equals 20%. If you do it more carefully, maybe it's 19.5% if you really use the logarithm key on your calculator. But this is 20% is a pretty good approximation here. Let's go the opposite direction. Suppose we go from 5% to 4%. What do we get? We take the log of 4/5. Log of 4/5 is log of 0.8, and that's approximately equal to minus 0.2. So basically, you're just looking at the percentage change of this ratio from 1. What's the percentage change of the ratio away from 1? And that percentage change is approximately just that number minus 1. Okay, and of course that it's only approximate to be equal to minus 0.2, but minus 0.2 is exactly the same thing as minus 20%. All right, let's do several more examples. Okay, I'm going to do one that doesn't come out quite as even. Let's imagine we go from 15% to 16%. Then we have to look at the natural logarithm, log of 16/15. And, you could get this with your calculator, but a 15th is like 0.0666666. So this is going to be equal to 1 log of 1.0666, and so on. That's approximately equal to 0.067, let's say, you know, you could actually do the log and see how good this approximation is, but 0.067 is 6.7%. And of course, the way I do things on the exam is say, which number is it closest to, precisely so that these approximations don't cause you trouble. All right, let's do a few more. And by the way, at this point, you should try to do some on your own, and then stop the video, try to do it on your own, see what you get. I'll also give you, I think there's one of the exercises that I've sent you the link to has you doing some of these things. Okay, so let's suppose it goes from 10% to 9%. Then we take log of 9/10. That's log of 0.9. That's approximately minus 0.1 equals minus 10%. Okay, maybe one more example. Let's do 20% to 19%. Okay, so we take log of 19/20. That's equal to log of 0.95. 0.95 is a 5% reduction from 1, or if we just literally evaluate the logarithm, it's approximately minus 0.05, which equals minus 5%. Okay, so I think those examples will help you. There's more exercises relevant to this. I hope, thanks for listening, and I hope you continue to be very safe.